So the next thing I want to show you is your posts, your media, and your widgets. And when I added the picture of the BMW to my library, you're going to see that that's going to be stored over here in my media bin. So any picture that you add to your WordPress blog is always going to be over here in media, and it's going to be in library, or I can always add something new to here. And you don't have to add your pictures to media. Let's say if I add something to one of my posts, or if I go over to appearance and I go to my header and I add an image, all of these are automatically going to be added into my media bin, just like this BMW picture was. So that's how your media bin is going to work, your media tab. But as far as posts, let's say if I come in here, you're going to see this Hello World post, and this is going to be done by me, which is Test Drive. That's the name of the author. That's me over here. It says Howdy Test Drive. And then the categories, it's going to be uncategorized with no tags. So let's say if I come into my site and I scroll down, you're going to see this Hello World post, which is what we just looked at. And it's going to say, welcome to WordPress. This is your first post. Edit or delete it, then start blogging. And you're going to see that it's posted in uncategorized. And over here on the side, these are going to be your widgets. So right now, there's not a category widget, just like there is on my site over here. So if I go to virtual nutrition and fitness, I scroll down, you're going to see this categories over here. And you're also going to see archives and some other different categories. But for now, I want you to come into Hello World, click on edit, and that's going to take you into where you're going to add your blogs. This is where you're going to add all your content. So you're going to give your blog post a title, and you're also going to put in your blog body right there. And then you're going to see your categories over here, and it's going to be selected as uncategorized. And if I were to click update right now and then click on my site, and this was a new post, that's where it's going to be placed right there. So let's go ahead and do a new post. So I'm going to come in here, I'm going to go add new, and I'm going to go ahead and give it a title and a body. So now that I've added that in there, I want to go ahead and go over to category and click on uncategorized and click on publish. And there it is. So that went on ahead and added it. If I go over to all posts, you're going to see two different posts in here. One's going to be my new test post that I just added and the original Hello World. I come back to my site and I refresh the page, and you're going to see that test post, my new blog, is going to be added on top of the old original one, which was Hello World. Now both of these are also going to be posted in uncategorized. And the only reason why it's called uncategorized is because I haven't named a category yet. So let's say if I want to arrange these over in my widgets over here by categories, the way that I'm going to add that, and you're also going to see that this says archives right here and it's going to say meta. That's going to disappear, and I'll show you how to fix that. You're going to come down and you're going to go to appearance. We were just in the post tab, so scroll down until you see appearance, come over to widgets, and you're going to see over here in the main sidebar that there's nothing there. Like as I just showed you as well, you're going to see archives and meta. These are going to be default placed over there. But if I were to add my categories over to this main sidebar, and if I leave the title blank, it's going to leave it as categories, which is what I want, and I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And then when I come back to my site from there and I refresh, you're going to see categories, and my only category is going to be uncategorized, and it's going to delete the meta and the archives. But if I want those to be back over here, I go right back into my dashboard, I find archives, and I can move it over here and add it into my main sidebar. And then what was the other one? Was meta. Let's scroll down a little bit. I can grab meta, I can add that in here as well. Click on save, save, and save. All three of those are going to be saved in there. And if I do this little drop down menu right here, you can see how I can change the title. Also, if I want these to be in alphabetical order, I can move archives up to the top. I can move categories right here, and meta is going to be down at the bottom. I can always add a calendar or links or any other type of widget that I want over here to the main sidebar, and that's going to be reflected over here on my website. So if I refresh the page, there they are again. There's my archives, my categories, and my meta. Alright, so let's say if I don't want my categories to be uncategorized. Where I'm going to find that is I go from my appearance and widgets, I'm going to go right back up to posts, and instead of going to all posts or add new, I'm going to go down to categories. And as you can see in my categories over here, you're going to see this uncategorized, which I don't need. This is just a dummy category that's been put in there. If I come into edit The name is uncategorized, the slug is uncategorized, the parent none. You're never really going to want to change that, and the description you're never going to really want to change that either. So here's this thing about slugs as well. The name of your category is something that you can change, but anytime you see a slug anywhere on your site, you're not going to want to change this. And to give you an example of what a slug is, so if I come back over here to my site and I scroll down to test post, or even if I scroll over to categories and I click on uncategorized, this is going to be my domain name. Category is the category and uncategorized is the slug. So if I come in here and someone has linked to this article on my site and I change this slug, well, it's going to break that link. So the slug is something that you're never going to want to change. Changing the name of the category is something that we can do, but never change the slug on your site. So I'm going to come back into categories. I'm going to create a new category. I'm not going to do anything to the slug because it's automatically going to add a slug in there for me. And usually the default slug that they add is going to be perfectly fine. The parent, don't change that. Description, I don't even add anything into description, and go add new category. And you're going to see up here that it's going to add this new test category, and the slug is going to be test-category, which is just fine. This uncategorized right here is something that we can't delete, but we're not even going to use this at all. That's just going to stay in there. And you can see over here where it says post, 2 of them have been posted in uncategorized, and then none of them have been posted in test category because I didn't select test category as I added these posts. So if I go back to all posts and I click on Hello World, edit, and I come down to my categories, you can see this new test category. I'm going to select that, unselect uncategorized, update my post, and I'm going to do that same thing with my test post. And now that I've updated both posts, you're going to see that both of them are in the category test category. So if I come back to my site, I refresh, you're going to see the categories. There's this test category, and if I click into here, this is going to show me the different posts that are in that category. So this is an easy way to kind of navigate through your site.